I can start this conversation without asking the three of you about the original The Mole Agent documentary. Did you see it when it first came out? Because it's such a national treasure here in Chile since it was nominated for an Oscar, and that doesn't happen really often here. Did you see it later? How is the process into getting familiar with the backstory? Lilah, Mary Elizabeth, and Stephanie, you can answer in whatever order you'd like.
I saw it once it was already cast, when Mike asked me about being in the show, he talked about where the story originated from and the source material, and said, have you seen it? I encourage you to watch it before you make a decision. And so I watched it and was like, I have to be a part of this. This is so incredible. It's such a well done documentary. And it's not just the subject matter, which of course is stunning and beautiful, but it's also the tone of the documentary, the way that it's shot, the sort of comedic hijinks, and I don't know how to describe I've never seen anything like that. There's parts where she turns the camera on the actual dock crew, and I just thought it was so well done, and I think the tone of the doc really informed the tone of our show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. I mean, I watched it and was so moved, cried and was like, oh my gosh, I want to go volunteer.
Incredibly moving.
At an old folks home and show up for these people and also have these people teach me. And it just was so lovely. And then to meet the documentary filmmakers and have them on our set was incredible. And to feel their amazing, beautiful vibes in real life was very exciting.
Yeah. Yes, and to all of this. I watched after I got the job as well. And it was just incredibly warm and nothing like I had ever seen, and cozy and beautiful, and everything that they just said.
So moving.
Yeah.
Did you work directly with Maite Alberdi while filming?
They came to set and they were on our set. We got to hang out with them.
Yeah, Maite was there from the first table read and has been there all along. I don't think Mike would have done it without Maite.
Without her. And
And what was your impression of her?
She's lovely.
Great.
Smart. So just a delight to be around. And it was super fun, right? Because I don't think you make a documentary and then go I bet this is going to turn into a show with Ted Danson for Netflix, So I think it was also super fun to I feel every time I looked at her, she was like, I can't believe this is happening,
Right. And Mary Elizabeth, how do you think A Man on the Inside bridges generational gaps and fosters empathy for the elderly through its storytelling? Especially when it comes to your own character and her father, Charles. Because even when there's this huge age gap, at some point, he feels more confident telling his emotional feelings to your kids and not to you.
Yeah, I think when it comes to relationships, we tell ourselves a story, right? So Charles has told himself a story that if he has something painful to deal with, he has to keep it away from me because he wants me to be safe. As a mother myself, I understand that. I want my kids' emotions to be protected. I don't want him to be affected by hard things that I'm going through. And I think we do that to our parents as well. And part of the messaging of this show is, no, when you love someone, you share what's going on with yourself because they love you and they want to help you take care of it. And I'm in what Emily is in, which is often called the sandwich generation, sandwich between taking care of kids and taking care of aging parents. And there's a lot of us there. So I think it's a really beautiful story and show to say, hey, if you're feeling
like the lover from the Shakespeare.
Yes, and that he does that beautiful Shakespeare monologue, and there's space for connection. We just have to make the leap to make our lives bigger, make the leap to make more connection,
Stephanie, do you think the humor in A Man on the Inside helps to make the struggles of the elderly more relatable to younger audiences? I mean, you're used to portray very tough-looking yet sensitive and complex characters at the same time.
Yeah. I think humor is necessary in any sort of part of life that is any kind of difficult. Particularly getting older, but I think in any part of our life that feels challenging, humor is the only way that we get through it without absolutely just falling apart.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember cracking jokes in the delivery room.
Same.
I had to because
Didn't
it was
land.
like this. No, none of them landed, except with me. I thought I was hilarious. Or like when my dad was dying, he was probably the funniest he's ever been, and he was really funny. But when those last couple weeks, I mean, it was like he was making jokes about like being in diapers, and they were friggin' hilarious because we had to laugh. Like, we had to laugh. Otherwise, we were just gonna fall apart. And, like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of tough stuff to deal with as human beings. But one of the gifts that we have been given as human beings is our senses of humor. And when we find other human beings that we can giggle with, oh my, it all becomes so much easier to handle. Thank you so much. Thank you.